Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie. Today I have my last belated Black Friday sneak peek from Diamond Art Club to share with you, or you could call this a first look if you like. This is Under the Stars by Sarah Moustafa and features a couple that looks an awfully lot like it's been inspired by a particular book series that I love and adore. And so I really was so captivated by this artwork, and I want to see. It's chock full of special drills if I remember right, so we're going to take a look. And if this is currently out of stock, I'll have the listing linked below. You can either buy it if it's in stock or sign up for a back in stock notification email, add it to your wish list, and hopefully you'll be able to snag it when it does restock if it is out of stock. Now, for those of you that are newer to this company, I am going to take you through some of the features and what all they include in the kit, just so you have a sense for what Diamond Art Club has to offer kind of across the board with their kits. So this is going to have round diamonds, which they do with their round drill down here in the pink branding. This size-wise is going to be 55.6 by 70.7 centimeters. It's going to have 99 colors. I do not look at this artwork and think 99 colors, but Sarah Moustafa's artwork does sometimes surprise me. So this is going to have 2 ABs and 7 fairy dust. My guess is that most of these are going to be in her dress. 51,000-ish diamonds in this one. This also has the newer stylus sleeve from Diamond Art Club, where this is actually a separate attachment. Instead of the picture and everything being printed directly on the box, now the box is more generic and they put the sleeve on. So on the back, it tells you how to diamond paint. Newbies, I will have some beginner videos linked below that you could take a look at if that's helpful. Kit contents, we're going to go through all of that. And I also just wanted to point out, they do put a sticker down here that tells you what the kit is. And I find that really helpful if I'm looking for a particular kit. I have all my kits stacked on top of each other on shelves in my garage. And so being able to see at a glance from the bottom of the box what a kit is and not having to pull them out to look at the front of the box, it's the little things. It's handy. And so yeah, that's there. If you're brand new to Diamond Art Club and thinking of making your very first purchase, I do have a discount code you're more than welcome to use. It is just my name, Katie, Katie, and the number 20. That's an affiliate code, so I may make a small commission if you choose to use it, but there's no pressure. There's other discount codes out there. I just say don't pay full price for your Diamond Art Club order because, well, I don't want to pay full price for anything. Let's be real. Now, newbies, again, I'm going to take you through what they include in their toolkits, which I do think they have some nice upgrades compared to your really just standard basic toolkit, including, well, a few different things. They have what they call their twist and pick pen, which is, I feel like, more ergonomic than a standard kind of thin stick pig pen. And it comes preloaded with a clear wax that the name twist and pick, you just give it a twist and the wax will start coming out the end there. And if you run out of what's in there, they do give you some extra. So you can use that. You can reload it, or you can use that in the multi-placer, which there is a 4-placer on the end. They also give you a 7-placer if you want to work your way up to it. It is removable and it is compatible with their, everyone really doesn't want to come out. This is compatible with their metal multi-placers they sell on the website. Just make sure you get the ones that are push-in like this, and not the ones that are threaded or screw-in type. So, and then they do give you some of their classic pink heart wax if you prefer to use that, and then some baggies. You could store some of your leftover diamonds in those. Their trays are definitely my favorite of their toolkit upgrades. They're a lot bigger than a standard tray and can fit plenty of diamonds, which is handy if you're like me and love to multi-place. I want to be able to dump a bunch of diamonds in here, grab my 12-placer, and not have to shake or refill my tray a million times. So that is handy. It has a removable stopper as well as a sliding lid, and so that is also handy. There's also cutouts. So if you want to stack these on top of each other, do like a little tower of trays, you totally could. Anyway, now let's see, what's our treasure quest card? See what we ended up with in this one. Silver. Okay. Oh, that's so fun. I feel like that color just really suits this artwork well. So treasure quest cards. Let me explain. They are a pretty collectible, hence the pretty holographic trading card style. They're also part of a secondary rewards program. Now, each of these cards has a rank. Mine for this kit is silver. There's also bronze, which is by far the most common. And then there's silver like this, then gold and black, with black being the rarest. Now, even though I got a silver card with this one, If you also got this kit, yours may come with silver. It's more likely to come with bronze, or it could even come with gold or black. So it does vary even within the same kit. Then if you scratch this off here, there's going to be a redemption code. And once you get various combinations of these cards and the tiers specifically, you can redeem them for things like a custom diamond painting or gift cards. So I'll have a video about that below if you're curious. Now, on the inside of this envelope, I just wanted to point out a couple of things. There's lots of handy tips in here, but they do have a Facebook group, which you can join once you made your first purchase. It's a VIP group is what they call it. It's a handy resource. And then you do get 20% off your first app purchase, which is also handy. Their app is good for if you want to get like phone notifications and stuff like that. Then we have a set of stickers. These are actually individual stickers. And here's a look at the original artwork if you were curious, which is just so fun. All the Romantasy vibes. These are all individual stickers. I will use this in my paper logbook once I actually start working on a kit. Then we have 99 colors and 99 pre-cut sticker labels. I almost said sets? No. Individual sticker labels. And the DMC codes in the right-hand column. And this comes from the DMC brand of floss, like in cross stitch. Most diamond painting companies use this color code system. Diamond Art Club does put their special drills at the end. So we have our many fairy dust colors there with the letter Z. And then our two ABs start with AB. And these are pre-cut, which is just handy for kitting up your diamonds into baggies or storage containers. Now let's get a look at this canvas. And then of course we got to look at these drill colors and see what our special drills are going to look like. But first things first. Okay, this is the bottom of the canvas. Look at her dress. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so pretty. And then I keep almost saying their names. I don't know if it matters if I say them or not. But like color blocking. I'll explain. Let's actually look at the whole canvas first though. That's so fun. Now, the one thing with Sarah Moustafa is I do feel like she tends to draw her fan art characters like with, I don't know, like a little bit more youthful faces, it seems like. This is still really fun artwork. It's so fun. And her use of color and lighting is really pretty. I've completed a couple of kits from her from Diamond Art Club with the same kind of lighting and color style, and it does translate surprisingly well. I do like it a lot. So let's talk about features on these kits. So we have their branding up at the top, Do What Makes You Sparkle, Diamond Art Club. Their canvases, I like their canvases. You can see this is already laying flat. I was rolling it backwards to kind of help, but it's staying nicely flat. It also has a nice weight to it. It holds drills well, which is really what I care about. It's also soft on the back, which is nice. Scalloped and poked edges, so fraying shouldn't be an issue. And then they use poured glue, which is pretty sticky. And then a thick plastic cover with perforated sections and lines that show you where the edges of those sections are. So if you like having kind of predetermined areas to work within, you can totally do that. Then we have a legend on either side, so like the top left and bottom right. But frankly, the legend takes up almost the whole height of the canvas because we have 99 colors. I'm definitely going to recommend making use of those sticker labels and not trying to mess with having to look at the legend every time you're going to look for a color. Down here, we've got a thumbnail, the title, the size, and copyright. So that means this piece is legally licensed by Diamond Art Club from Sarah Moustafa, who has both given permission for the use of this artwork by Diamond Art Club and is being compensated for it as well. This is the case with all their kits, by the way. Here we have their socials and another discount code, and your kit does come with a lifetime warranty. This is, as long as you're the original owner and purchaser of your kit, you are covered under that warranty, which does include if you were to run out of a drill color or run into other issues with your kit, you can contact customer support and they'll take you from there. So you can see lots of the same symbol here. This is color blocking. Color blocking is where you have sometimes literal blocks of the same color in a small area. So you'll be able to use your multi-placer and you'll have that color in your tray for longer. Areas like that usually go faster. The opposite of color blocking is confetti, which there's a lot of in her dress. So you can see there's more color changes in that small area. And it looks like there's going to be more single placing. And so You're going to be changing out the color in your tray more often as well. So areas with lots of confetti, did I say that right? Confetti is lots of color changes and more single placing. That's usually going to take you a little bit longer, but you're typically going to get more detail and some nice color blending. So it seems like there's going to be a decent mix of both in this kit. So like in his outfit, there's a lot of color blocking, but in areas like, you know, her hair and her dress, there's definitely more confetti. This guy up here, there's some like line blocking. It's not too crazy, but really pretty colors going on, especially up here in this corner too. Yeah, I'd say this has a nice mix of both. So depending on what you're looking for in a kit, if you're like, I love all the color blocking or I love all the confetti, I like a nice mix of both because then I can kind of go back and forth between what I'm in the mood for. About 70 centimeters that way and 55 and a half, a bit more this way. So we're true to size. We're listed as 55.6 by 70.7. And then let me grab the diamonds. Let's see what we're working with. I have a feeling a lot of these are going to be colors that we just have the smallest amounts of, because 99 colors is a lot for a round drill kit this size. It's a lot. There we go. There is, by the way, a sticker on here that tells you what kit these go with. And you know what? For a kit that has 99 colors, this is a surprisingly small pack of diamonds. When I've done like a big square drill kit, and if it has like 70 colors, I'll have this real thick pack of diamonds. But round drills are a little bigger than squares. This canvas isn't crazy big, so that's why it's a slightly smaller pack. Now, these are not in DMC order. They're roughly in order of weight or amount. So this 310, which we're just going to be color blocking through his outfit, we have several bags of. Here's our first special drill. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Z154. This is our first fairy dust diamond. Fairy dust diamonds have a pearlescent kind of look to them. It looks like someone just brushed a fine glitter coating on the tops of these diamonds, and I really love darker shades of fairy dust colors because the fairy dust coating pops and it just shimmers so gorgeously. So this deep kind of purplish burgundy. It's purple. It's close to dark purple. That's so pretty. It's making me think of like wine. So that's definitely more subtle of a special drill compared to ABs. Here's our first AB, which is AB 5200. ABs have a really bold and striking iridescent coating on the top that is definitely going to grab your eye and draw it to the areas it's been charted. It is going to grab some of the colors of the drills around it as well, and definitely stands out more. So I say that fairy dust diamonds have more of a shimmery effect, but ABs are just, they're truly sparkly, like absolutely 100% sparkly. But I like both. They both have their place in a painting, and Diamond Art Club, I think, does a nice job of finding ways to use them. So we had just 2 ABs in this one and then a bunch of fairy dust. We'll see where all these are. Now, here's our next fairy dust. We have Z341. This is kind of a, what you call it, like a pale grayish blue, almost a lavender hue, but you can see that sparkly coating. It's more subtle on the lighter color, but it's definitely still there. It's gonna elevate the painting that much more without being in your face about it, which I do like. And then here's our next fairy dust color. This is a pale purple, Z210. There's that fairy dust coating on this one. I will leave you zoomed in for sake of ease because I don't know when we're gonna get to the next one. But we are definitely already in these strands where it's just the smallest amount of these different colors. So it just must be the kind of kit where there's a surprising number of different colors going on. And so having these color changes is going to help suit it that much better. The nice thing is this should be relatively easy to pack back up afterwards. Now, Diamond Art Club's round drills I find to be really faceted. You can really see it with the darker colors like 939. The light really catches the facets on these diamonds and they sparkle a lot. It's almost a twinkly effect. It's, yeah. Here we have our next AB. More on that in a moment. This is a pale lavender AB, AB 211. But yes, oh no, hold that thought. We got another fairy dust coming in. Here's Z340. Another shade of purple fairy dust. This one is a little bit darker than the pale lavender we saw in the last strand. But Diamond Art Club, I actually like when they have kits that have darker color palettes like this one, where his whole outfit is that 310 color, because when they do it in rounds, it tends to sparkle so much more. It really grabs the light. Another purple, this one is making me think of like grape jelly, Z155, another fairy dust color. I don't know if that was the last one or if we have one more waiting in the wings. Oh, we do. We have two more. Okay, I think this might be it. So we have Z813 and Z740, so a blue color and a bright orange. I feel like you see this 740 family of oranges in a lot of kits for special drills, for ABs and fairy dust. It's one of those DMCs that I feel like at this point, I actually, if you said like, oh, 740, I'd be like, orange. There's a handful of DMC codes at this point I feel like I can do that with. Last little straggler strand, just 4 colors in this one. No special drills, but there we have it. Let's take a look. Actually, give me just a minute. I'm going to kind of look at those again because all those purples I'm worried about just straight up mixing them up. So I'm going to triple check all of those against the codes and symbols, and then I'll come back. We'll go through where these go. Okay, so we have a blue and an orange fairy dust. We have that deep kind of wine colored fairy dust. And then we have a grape jelly colored fairy dust, a pale lavender, and then what I'm calling like kind of a more medium toned purple, and then a kind of grayish blue hued color. That's almost purple, but I think it's more of a grayish blue. So, and then we have our white AB and our light purple AB. And yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. Most of it is in her dress, but there's a few other spots too. Let's start with the really gorgeous, like dark wine colored fairy dust, the very first one that we saw that I was drooling over a bit. And if you take a look, like if you look in camera, look at how the light's catching, how we have this different pattern going on in his outfit sleeve. It's kind of like dark purplish strands and streaks here and in here. That's going to be that particular fairy dust color. So it's going to give a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of depth to his outfit. And so there's streaks of it through here. It's all through here. Kind of lines up here as well as by his collar and a little bit up into his sleeve that we'll get to. There's also some of it back here in this dark background. There's a little swirl of it here and a little bit, there's a lot of this one in that bag, remember? Down here in these kind of like darker purple areas as well. And a little bit up here too, this kind of darker area. So that's where that extra shimmer is really gonna be. Now, hop down here with me and you're gonna see we have, okay, all the white that you see virtually, these bright white colors here, down here, that's our white AB, which we had a lot of as well. And so any of the white that's in her dress, like in her bodice, the white in her sleeve, white AB, all throughout here. And then down here in these colors, we have a sprinkling of that grayish blue fairy dust. We also have the slightly darker blue fairy dust in some of these darker blue areas in here. And then we also have the pale lavender fairy dust sprinkled in the mix here. So we have like white AB, bluish gray fairy dust, light lavender fairy dust, all just in this little area. We have some of the light purple, the lavender AB, next to the white AB over here, as well as sprinkled in a few spots down here. And then, okay, we have white AB, sprinkling of lavender AB, and then I'm seeing more of the light lavender fairy dust, and then some of the slightly darker purple, like kind of the medium toned purple fairy dust sprinkled in here as well. I don't think we've seen any of that like grape jelly color just yet. No, not in this part. We're almost there. But then over here, we have some of the light purple AB and this little magic mote over here. We also have, where was it? I swear it was in some of these magic motes. Must be a little further up. Okay. Let's talk about the bodice of her dress. So the white is going to be white AB. We have a nice sprinkling of the purple AB in there as well as the light lavender fairy dust. And then we have the first sprinkling of that grape jelly looking fairy dust down here. We have some of the medium toned purple fairy dust in some areas down here as well as up here. And then here's some of that bluish gray fairy dust right here. And none of the orange fairy dust just yet, but we're getting close. So a lot of different special drill colors in the top of her dress. Let's keep going. The sleeve of her dress has a lot too. So as I mentioned before, we have the white AB through here. Oh, I missed. There's a bunch of the light purple AB sprinkled in here too. Anyway, white AB. And then we have some of the light bluish gray fairy dust. There's actually quite a lot of it going through here. A nice smattering of both the light lavender fairy dust and the slightly more medium toned fairy dust in here. So like this whole part of her sleeve is all special drills. As we get up in here, there's a sprinkling of that kind of medium toned purple fairy dust as we keep on going. And then finally we have a glimpse of the orange fairy dust, this bright orange color in her hair is orange fairy dust. And I'm trying to see if there's literally anywhere else in this piece that, oh, we do. There is a little bit down here. There's a line of that orange fairy dust right here. It's like, is there anywhere else in this piece we have the special drill? I feel like I'm missing it. Okay, hop over here. In this magic moat, we have some of the darker blue fairy dust as the outline. And this magic moat has the darker blue fairy dust in the center. The white over here is white AB. Then we have some of the bluish gray fairy dust going up in this color behind his neck. White AB right here. And I was like, are there any special drills in her eyes? Nope. And not in his either. White AB right here. A little bit of the bluish gray fairy dust. A little bit of the lavender fairy dust. Let's see. Okay. I didn't actually look up at this area yet, so let's see if anything jumps out at me. Bluish gray fairy dust in this color right next to the lavender fairy dust. And then purple AB, this little sparkle. And it's the dark blue fairy dust over here. Not that I see. There wasn't a ton of that one. Okay, I think, okay, I think that's it. Oh, there is some of that, remember that dark wine colored fairy dust? There is some of that at the top of a sleeve here. I think that's it for what I'm seeing anyway. As always, if I miss some, just consider it a fun surprise when you're working on yours. But that is a look at Under the Stars by Sarah Moustafa from Diamond Art Club, one of their Black Friday releases. I do like the special drill charting in this one. It makes perfect sense that it's just all throughout her dress. I think that suits it really well, and adding that extra sparkle with all those different kinds of fairy dust and ABs, I think is going to be really striking, especially against the darker colors of his outfit. It'll be a fun like contrast, and I think it'll be really neat. So I will have this kit linked below. If it is out of stock, like I mentioned, as long as it hasn't been discontinued, you can sign up for back in stock notification and add it to your wish list, which I always recommend doing both of those things, because I think Diamond Art Club may use the numbers they see from those to maybe gauge when, if, how many of a kit to restock. So highly recommend doing that for sure. And also if you sign up for the notification email, you find out about it before they send out like the app push notification and stuff like that too. So let me know, you guys, what do you think in the comments? Is this one that you grabbed on Black Friday as part of the drop, or is it one you added to your wish list for later, or one you're just going to enjoy vicariously through others? All of the above are great. I just am always curious to hear your initial first impressions on these kits that I unboxed too. So I'm not sure when I'll get to this one. I really do enjoy, like I said, a lot of Sarah Moustafa's fan art type pieces, and so this will be a really fun one to have in my collection that I'll really enjoy working on, maybe while I have this audiobook on in the background, just for fun, to get in the mood for it. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Please do consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more diamond painting videos from me. I do unboxings and reviews from a variety of different companies, weekly whip and chats if you want some company while you're crafting on Monday mornings, and also just other diamond painting related stuff. And I'd love to have you here. But either way, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing very well and that you have a day and a week that's as wonderful as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.